Durant and James Harden both go for 29. Chris Paul goes for 18. Steph Curry with 20. So then the third option for Golden State is Klay Thompson. He goes for 21. And when they have that third option with that much scoring, the Warriors are tough to beat. What impressed you most about Thompson?
Well, I just thought that, he was more actively involved in this game than he was in game one. A lot of times you could see him, believe it or not, and I don't want to use the word pouting because he's a professional and he's always looking for his shot. There are some times that his number doesn't get called as much as he would like, and you could see that it has somewhat of a negative effect on him. But that's just from time to time. He definitely showed up tonight, hit 3 big three-pointers, back-to-backs at one stretch to really spark them. That was definitely a plus, considering the fact that Steph Curry was a bit hampered early on because of his finger injury. But then you also got to, and I don't think this has been mentioned enough, the combination of Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala was incredibly potent, not just because of the numbers that they give you or their effectiveness from the field. Iguodala hit 6 of 9 shots. Draymond hit 6 of 10 shots. But it was the combination of Draymond feeding Iguodala for some dunks throughout the game that definitely played a pivotal role because they seemed to be able to do it whenever they wanted to. So Kevin Durant was off tonight in terms of 9 of 22 shooting, but Klay stepped up, hit 8 of 18 shots with his three-pointers. Steph Curry hit a couple of shots as well. But Iguodala and Draymond Green really stood out to me, along with the collective defense that was put forth by the Golden State Warriors. They were all over the Houston Rockets like piranhas. One could argue that James Harden going down obviously affected the rhythm of the team, even though I thought CP3 and Austin Rivers played well in the first half without him for those stretch of minutes. But in the end, Golden State's defense definitely propelled them to a win tonight, along with that combination of Iguodala and Draymond Green. To me, that was just as potent as Klay Thompson hitting a few shots.
It's tough when you do a good job defensively against a player, relatively speaking, and he still leads the other team with 29 points. That's what the Rockets have to deal with Kevin Durant. What did you think about Durant's performance?
Well, I thought it was subpar based on his standards. The previous 5 games before tonight, he was averaging 40 on 55% shooting from the field, 40% from three-point range, 91% from the free throw line. That clearly was not the case. And those 29 points, like the last 9 points, 7 and 9 points that he scored, was basically for the free throw line. He had an off night, according to Kevin Durant's standards, but obviously it was enough because of the way his supporting cast played, combined with the way that they played defensively. I think that Kevin Durant would need to play better in Game 3 in order for Golden State to beat Houston at the Toyota Center. I think they'll be ready. I think that crowd will have them fired up, and they will perform considerably better. They won't turn the ball over as much early like they did in Game 2 tonight. So I think they'll play better, and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry will need to play better in order for them to win Game 3.
Harden had 29, played 34 minutes. But the Rockets really held it together when he was out. How much do you think that helps them as they head home, knowing that they can not only compete, but they can stay with Golden State with Harden off the floor if they can continue doing it?
Well, we could argue that, you know what, they look decent without him, particularly with Chris Paul and Austin Rivers hitting shots. But here's the reality of the situation. There's no way in hell you've got a chance of winning a game in this series without James Harden. When you talk about the course of 48 minutes, let's pump the brakes and not act for 1 second like this team would have won the game without Harden on the floor. This ain't the regular season. This is the postseason. That ain't happening. James Harden needs to be on the floor, and he needs to be playing effectively in order for them to beat the Golden State Warriors a game, let alone this series. I'm not going to sit up there and get excited by what I saw over the course of a few minutes, from 6+ minutes in the first quarter, left in the first quarter, to 7+ minutes when he returned in the second quarter. I'm not going to get overly excited about that. These are the reigning 2-time defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors, and when one doesn't step up, or even two doesn't step up, there's always a third wheel that shows up and handles their business. This is who they are. This is why they're the champions, and there is no way in hell that they have a shot of winning a game in this series without James Harden. Let's pump the brakes on that. Let's not get excited.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steve. Good having you on the show, my man.